Plus size, small size, tall size, any size. Be your own kind of beautiful. Be your own kind of beautiful. Be your own kind of beautiful. Plus size, small size, tall size, any size. Be your own kind of beautiful. Be your own kind of beautiful. Be your own kind of beautiful. Plus size, small size, tall size, any size. Be your own kind of beautiful.
This is your girl Jamila J. Welcome to another episode of Jamila J's Plus Size Revolution. And we are still here in Manhattan, New York, Plus Size Fashion Week. I'm here with my friend, Miss Plus Size model Tiffany. Say hey, Tiffany.
Hi guys, how are you?
She is a plus size model. I met last year when I was here last year, so we've been keeping in touch through social media. I had an opportunity to see you bless the runway last night. How was that show for you?
It was a good show. Lots of great designers. Lots of new models that I haven't met and worked with before. So we had a really good time.
Yeah, you looked really good, and we have some footage of you walking the runway. So tell us about how long you've been modeling.
I've been modeling about 2 years now. I initially started in a hair show. And from that, it kind of escalated into fashion.
So, you know, you're a plus size lady. What size are you?
A 14-16.
14-16. So when you first started, was there any problems getting started as a plus size model?
I really haven't run into many problems because I believe that the doors have already started to open for plus size women, and more people are creating shows and clothing lines to accommodate and embrace the curves.
Right.
So I haven't ran into many problems myself. Of course, I do find that the industry is definitely more open to straight size.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking last night at the show, and they had men, they had, regular size models, they had plus size models, and they had, I guess you would call it a sexual ambiguous model.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's changing,
Definitely.
It's really, really changing. So how you got started in a hair show?
Yes.
What is it about modeling that made you want to pursue it?
Actually, but being from Kentucky, there's not a lot of opportunities for modeling, so I can't say that it's always, this has been my dream forever, because it was not something that was available to me. People say, you should model, and things like that, but it was not anything that I ever thought would be in my grasp.
So there was not any opportunities in Kentucky? There was no agencies or no fashion shows? Or?
They have modeling institutes to teach you. As far as plus size, I'm unaware of any that embrace it. I mean, I think there are local community shows, church shows, things like that. But as far as what you would get here in New York or Miami, Atlanta, definitely no opportunities like that.
Wow. So when the door opened and you did your first show, how did it feel?
It was amazing. My first show was actually, I was a model search finalist.
What is model search?
So Plus Night Out is one of the plus size fashion events in New York Fashion Week. That was in the fall, September.
Okay.
And I had auditioned for the show. I actually wasn't aware that it would be a show of that size. I thought it was for more local events, and had I known, I probably would have tried out, because I was just nervous and naive and not really sure about the industry. But she selected several models, and in the end, the winning model had an opportunity to do a campaign ad with Ashley Stewart, and I believe they got a year or two contract with one of the agencies here in New York. I did not win it, but it was a great opportunity. So that was my first show, and it was quite liberating to
Was it?
really like, you know, just really flaunt yourself and embrace your curves and be surrounded by people who feel the same way and just love themselves
Yeah.
despite their size.
So plus size night out is really a big deal here. And so you were actually in the show?
I was in the show. That was my first show.
And that was your first show?
That was my first show.
Wow. Well, how did that feel, just being on the runway, like you said, just, you know, this is me, you know, and I love me. It was people calling you, because last time I said, Tiffany, go Tiffany. How does it feel being out there?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Something I've never felt before.
Really?
Yeah.
And so with that feeling, did that make you want to continue the, you know, seeking other opportunities? Because it's like a high, you know? And it's like you do it one time, it's like, oh, I want to do it again. So what was your next show?
I definitely feel that way. It was like a building block. It was like, oh, I have to do this again. And then being around more seasoned models in the industry and just watching them really work that runway behind stage, just exuding confidence and things like that, makes you feel like I definitely want to be a part of this.
Wow.
So it was a great opportunity.
So, you know, before that first opportunity, were you taking classes?
I was not taking classes. I did a photo shoot with a local photographer, and his wife does do some basic 101. I did that initially before I did any fashion show, and then after I did the plus night out, then I started to take modeling classes so that I could learn what it is that I need to do to be able to really, you know, work the runway, model clothes for designers. So I took classes by Liz Cross. I also did Jeannie Ferguson's classes.
Okay. So what did you learn from Loris?
So from her class, you know, she gives you like the basic 101 kind of skills as a new and aspiring model, things you should pack in your model bag, how you should carry yourself as a model, things you should do and not do on set, you know, at photo shoots, things like that. Basically tools to really push you into the industry and hopefully make you successful. She also gave tidbits on, you know, actual photo shoots, definitely your runway walk, critique on things like that. So I think very, very valuable classes.
What was the one thing that you learned from Loris? I mean, the most important thing you think that you carry with you at every show, every photo shoot?
I would say probably mastering my walk.
Your walk, your runway walk.
Yeah.
And now tell me a little bit about Jeannie Ferguson, because she was there last night.
Yeah, she was.
And the MC said, oh, all the models, you guys get up and walk, right? And I'm just sitting there, you know, I'm from California, and I'm here to learn about this New York plus-size model industry. So I'm like, okay, that's what Jeannie Ferguson over there. I want to see her walk, right? So she gets out there, she just like, you know, she kills it. And so what did you learn from her?
Jeannie is amazing. She is really down to earth.
She seems like
She's
it.
very down to earth, and she will tell you, like, no ma'am, that's not going to work. Like, she will, and she'll work with you, give you really good critique. But Jeannie is like your home girl. You know, she really shows you, and she does. She's a petite plus size model, which is even harder, a harder industry to work in. So she does. She owns it. She has her own walk, and you know, it's not anything that can be duplicated, but it is very signature per se. She also gives you some tidbits on how to work as a non-signed model. So I learned a lot from her because she has worked without contract before, and how to be successful in that, how to put yourself in the market when you're not represented by an agency. So definitely a lot of information in a different perspective, because Lyris is, you know, signed by a couple of different agencies. So
what was one thing you really learned from Jeannie Ferguson?
Jeannie also does a great great walk, a great runway walk. But Jeannie, I think, from her classes, basically how to market yourself. How to market yourself, how to look through the agencies and see what's represented and what's not, and which agency you should, which that she believes you would be a best fit for. She really does kind of help you narrow things down with that.
Now, I know we were talking, you know, before we started about being dedicated as a model. I know you grew up in Kentucky, you live in D.C., and you're commuting, I guess, during Fashion Week and whenever you get a gig here in New York. That takes a lot of dedication. How important is modeling to you, Tiffany?
Modeling is very important to me, and I would say that I'm pretty dedicated. Even the girls here that I know in New York, they say, I cannot believe you come that far, for shows or for classes. But I think it's important to educate yourself and empower yourself. If you really want to do it, you have to put in the time, and you have to put in the money and the effort to put yourself out there. So definitely it requires some dedication, but I think it's worth it.
But why do you do it?
Why do I do it? I enjoy modeling. I
You
really
just
do.
love it?
I enjoy it. It's different. I work in the medical field, my 9 to 5, and so it's something different, but it allows me to meet new people, do something completely different than my normal routine, and it's fun. It's fun wearing designs. I mean, who doesn't love wearing people,
beautiful
clothes and getting your face made up and
Yeah.
your hair done and just feeling and looking beautiful. I mean, it's a great industry, but it's also very fun.
It's fun. Is there one challenge you'd like to talk about in this industry? I mean, something you've gone through. And, what we try to do is help other people by telling your story.
Mm-hmm.
We try to help others. So is there anything you want to share that was really challenging to you in this industry?
I'm fairly new, so I probably haven't met all the challenges that I probably will see, because with everything there's going to be a challenge and, things that you have to work through. I do find that as we try to embrace plus size, that there's still a lot of shaming in plus size as far as, well, you don't have this body type, or you have this body type, or you don't. I do find I have an hourglass shape. And even in that, it's difficult sometimes because a lot of people don't want that. They don't want you to have that because it's not a shape size that everybody has. But I do find that a lot of girls sometimes put each other down, even in plus size, when we should be embracing each other and embracing our curves, and that we are different and everybody has a different shape, or you might have a roll here, I might have a roll here. Even in that, there's still a lot of back talk and shaming, and that I wish we could kind of get
among
over.
The plus size,
among plus size,
ladies.
So that's unfortunate, but hopefully it's something that we could get past and just learn to love everybody the same
for
way.
what they are. What they are. I have to say something. When I met you, your hair was not straight, and I know that certain people say that you might get more work if your hair was straight or natural.
I didn't even think of that. But if there was one challenge, the hair has been an issue.
Yeah, I love your hair.
I'm a natural girl.
Yes,
I love my natural hair.
Yeah.
But I do find that a lot of mainstream big lines, they don't want that. They want the straightened hair.
It's so weird that I'll do like a curly hair, and then I'll see like an ad, then I'll see somebody with straight hair, and then I'll do a curly hair, and then I'll see like a TJ Maxx commercial, and their hair is like all big and natural. Mm-hmm. So it's just so hard to say what people will like. But I know Laura's taught us that who does mainstream America in Wisconsin, or who are they
looking for?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very difficult. How do you deal with that?
So I try to be diverse. I try to wear my natural hair at certain times, and then my straight hair or wigs at another time. I have 2 comp cards, one with natural hair, one with straight hair, because I want the client to know that I am diverse and that I can change. But even in that, you have difficulties because they say, well, what is your look? Because are you going to be straight or are you going to be curly? So it's just like...
whatever pays.
Exactly.
Whatever pays at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
And it's very difficult for ladies, African American ladies, because they're always looking at her hair. Is it a weave? Is it their hair? Is it this or that? But, we are a diverse community.
Absolutely.
You know, we have bald-headed ladies that are absolutely beautiful, like Katie Ferguson.
Absolutely.
You know, you have. I really like you with your natural hair, but you also look beautiful with straight hair.
Thank you.
So we can have it all because
Definitely.
the marketplace has a diverse place. You know,
Yeah.
diverse people with different kind of hair. I know that you know you love modeling and you're good on the runway.
Thank you.
I follow you on Facebook. It's like, yeah, I went to that BET. I've been to that BET auditions. So I follow you a lot, and I always check out what you're doing. But I want I want you to have an opportunity to tell my viewing audience what's next for Tiffany. So you want to tell them what's next for you? What's in your future?
Well, hopefully, definitely working on my skills as far as photo shoots and perfecting that. So hopefully work with some new photographers, because I've worked with a few photographers, and I would like to expand my portfolio, because I think you should definitely work with different photographers, so because each person will bring out something different in you and help you maximize on what is you and what makes you you. So I definitely want to do that. I recently did a photo shoot with True Diva, and I'm excited about that. So 2016's already started out.
What's True
fantastic.
Diva?
She's a designer. She was the Full Figure Fashion Week Designer of the Year.
Wow.
Last year. So
Okay.
I just did her spring line. So hopefully working with new clients and just getting myself on the map. I definitely still consider myself aspiring. I haven't quite reached it, haven't quite made it
You're
there
on your
yet.
way.
But
You
hopefully
are
I'm on my way.
You are definitely on your way. Tiffany, I want you to look in the camera and talk to maybe little African American girls in Kentucky that want to do more, be more, aspire to be like you.
Okay.
What would you tell them?
I would say definitely chase your dreams. There is nothing too far fetched, because I am from Kentucky, a country girl with a city heart. I feel like a city mindset, and that you can do anything. There's nothing that's impossible. You will face rejection. There won't always be yeses. People will tell you no, and you just have to learn from that and figure out what you can do to make yourself better. Understand that you're not always the model or the person that they may be looking for, but that doesn't mean that you're any less of a model or that you're any less amazing than you are. So I would just say embrace yourself. Your hair, whether it's straight, whether it's curly, your body, whether it's petite, or whether you're got a little extra chub on you, or whatever you are, just embrace it, because you are you. You were created just to be who you are, and to just reach for the stars. There's nothing within your reach that's outside of your reach, rather.
Awesome. I want to thank you for coming by. I know you had a busy schedule.
Thank you.
Other fashion shows. You want to give people your social media if they want to reach out to you, because the man is going to be emailing me, who is this Tiffany plus size model? Is she married? Blah blah. So give them your information right now, because I don't want to hear it.
My Instagram is Miss Tiffany Tennille, MSTIFFANY TENNILLE, Miss Tiffany Tennille.
And Facebook.
My Facebook is Tiffany White.
Okay. And any last words, Miss White?
No, I just appreciate you having me here. It's good to see you again outside of class, and you're doing your thing. I'm very proud of you, and just keep up the good work. Thank you for what you do for plus size women.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
This is Miss Tiffany, Plus Size Revolution. Thank you.
See ya.